I'm all set.
Anytime.
Okay, I'm going to click on the go live. It'll be a couple of seconds.
Okay, you're gonna point to me or?
Yeah.
Okay.
Go ahead.
Well, good afternoon, everybody. Here we are with the December edition of the ChicagoTIUG group online meeting. We had hoped to make this a in-person meeting, but unfortunately, we weren't able to do it for various reasons. However, we still have an excellent series of programs to demo. Our president, Vic Sturp, is going to reach into the library from Jim Peterson, and also, I guess, from Barry Traver, as well as reach in and drag out some of our Christmas music as well. We've got a massive program today, so let's get right to it. First of all, let me introduce everybody who's here. Jim Mazurk is here, our technical guru. Ken Griffiths is here, I believe, as well. And of course, Vic Sturp is here. I'm Hal Shanafield, fair chairman and presenter of this show at the very beginning. And now I'm going to mute my mic and turn it over to Vic. Take it away, Vic.
Oh, thank you, Hal. We're going to start out with Barry Traver's first disc he published of The Genial Traveler, which is a take on his name. So we'll hit the load here. And he had come up with this concept of a magazine on a disc. And the idea was he could, let me get this straight here. The idea was he could publish his programming magazine on a disc and mail them out. And here it's got some of the language routines, and he loads his menu. On the discs and the thumb drives I've given away at the fairs, the collection of Genial Traveler is on there. So here's the menu for this first one. He has everything pretty much in sequence. A greeting, why the name Genial. Then he has his first article, TI artist and graphics working together. Some websites he recommends. CompuServe. How to print a 2-column newsletter. This was all new stuff at the time the TI came out. You were lucky if you can get one page to print, but in 2 columns, that was something else. Number G, assembly language source code for RAW. RAW stands for read and write. And a few months ago, we were talking about how can you run a disk catalog in BASIC only. Somebody had asked for that. They didn't have extended BASIC or EA, and they were at a loss for trying to catalog the disks they had. So we presented that on the screen, page by page, so they could actually type it in. The assembly language source code for the welcome screen. How to access your RS-232, 2 pages of text and 1 of the assembly language program. Assembly language source code for the DSR link for extended BASIC. How to print sideways on a printer. Again, this was a big deal. You might have something like Multiplan or another spreadsheet, and you had to print out everything a page at a time and then cut and paste them together if it was more than a certain number of columns wide. Source code for his fonts program, new extended BASIC assembly language breakthrough, and return to extended BASIC. So we're going to select number A here. Hello, friend. I actually met Barry Traver at one of the Chicago User Group fairs, the Holiday Inn. He made quite a presentation of his Coney Games disc. So, hello friend. As your friend, I've made it possible for you to make a personal backup of this disc for your own personal software library. I have no fancy protection schemes on it. It's very friendly. As my friend, do me a personal favor. Please do not make any copies of this disc for your friends. Instead, please invite them to become a subscriber like you. which is reasonable because he's paying to actually buy these discs and then to make them and then to mail them out to you. So at that time, it wasn't unreasonable for somebody to ask you to not copy them and ask other people to subscribe to his magazine. P.S. I will be happy to hear from you. Let's see now, N for next. This is a nice text reader. N for next, P for previous. As your suggestions, how I can make improvements. Has his address. He's considering the letters to the editor in the next issue. So he had about 20 or 30 of these magazine on the discs. We're selecting why the name Genial. Its official name of this disc is the Genial Traveler, and it is being published by Genial Computerware. Why Genial? Well, it's chosen because of its many meaningful personal associations it suggests, including genial means friends, and that's the idea of the name of Genial Computerware is user-friendly software. Genial means relating to genius. That indicates another main goal of Genial Computerware is to make available articles and programs which display intellectual creativity in addition to technical competence. And Genial is reminiscent of GENIAC, an early computer. And it's a somewhat personal reason. I am a lad in business who wants to let his dad, Al Traver, know that even though I did not follow in the family tradition of farming, I want to show my appreciation. Okay. So then he has time-saving hits for CompuServe. And let's get into the meat of it, how to print 2-column newsletters, item F. Okay, so this article is by Tom Freeman. Never wished you could print text using compressed print, thereby getting more on a page, but found reading 132 or 136 columns across is too hard. Newspapers use several columns, why not us? So then he gets into how to do this. Loading other pages. First of all, of course, create your text. Yeah, and again, this was a big deal for the TI to be able to print in 2 columns or 3 columns, or have a banner across the top, like a newspaper headline, and then have smaller fonts at the bottom. There's programs like Page Pro 99, The Printer's Apprentice. A lot of people went with various success and difficulty in creating page-making desktop programming programs, desktop publishing programs, to where you can include photos and such in it. I think even TI Artist got into doing that also. So this is all his instructions on how to do it. Saving your created file to by the formatter to the disk, not printing it to the printer, print it to disk, etc. He gets into all this stuff. I'm going to exit this program. So we'll go down here to M, how to print sideways on a printer. Buffer takes a little time here to load the whole, all the text here. Loading first page, loading other pages. Again, by Tom Freeman. If you ever wished you could print text or tables sideways on the paper. First of all, data statements must be created to give the printer the codes for each letter turned on its side. And what were other programs that were like this? The multiplan print multiplan spreadsheets sideways. There was also banner makers. If you wanted to print huge letters, you know, like one per each page, to make a banner on fanfold paper that you could string across the room, They
Yeah, I would
usually.
have to say that spreadsheets were a big user of sideways print.
Mhm.
It's almost a necessary feature.
Yes, yes. Especially they would ask you, are you using 8.5 by 11 or 11 by 17? You know, are you using legal paper for doing it? And most of the banner printing programs were like for printing happy birthday or something like that. So here we are back at our main menu again.
Or long dog loves you long time.
And yeah, fan fold paper. Who remembers that?
I still have some boxes of it.
Uh-huh. And he has, here's Todd Kaplan's new extended basic assembly language utility with added test. It's one of the most useful things they'll come across. The this is one of my favorite tools for the TI home computer, is using extended basic and having assembly language routines that you can call, like down here at the bottom. Once you've loaded it, do a call in it, then you do a call load, and where do you load your assembly language routine? Disk 1 object code. Once it's loaded into memory, as long as you don't quit that program, it's there. So you can do all sorts of wonderful things with assembly language from extended basic if the assembly language routine is designed for it. You can also, like the missing link has a whole bunch of these. So you do a call, and then you have all sorts of new commands you can use from extended basic. And I don't know if we're going to see one, but later on, somebody had a disc of Christmas music programs. It was like 10 different programs, and they used that in their load program to where using this assembly routine, you can put a line of code in your extended basic program that will save that running extended basic program. At that point, it encounters that code to disk. And then there's another line you can have where it calls that particular program, and you have your load time, but there's no initialization. It just starts up instantly at the point that program was saved. So somebody had done that on a bunch of Christmas music to where it just quickly goes from one program to another. And you think it's all one big program when you watch it, but the TI artist images all change almost instantly, and it picks up another song. And if you break it, do a function 4 and look at it, you see, oh, this is a different program. And you see at the end of the program how it calls the next one. So we're going to exit this. And let me get to say goodbye to Barry. Don't forget there's about 20 of the Genial Traveler discs available. That was a weird artifact. Almost got into 80 column there. Okay. I'm going to catalog my next disk, do a directory on disk 2. We're going to be using a lot of, excuse me a moment. We're going to be using a lot of Tiger Cub programs. So what I'm going to do here is load in DM1000. If I can skip one. Well, I wasn't trying to go into 80 column mode here, but somehow we did. Excuse me a minute. This must be an artifact of running that previous previous program. I'm going to have to turn off my console, turn it on again, and reload Rich Extended Basic. editor assembler, directory, 3.
Yeah, that's quite the sneeze.
Yeah, this computer has a final GROM for the cartridges, and it has an F18 for the video output, which you can get to go 80 column. So now we're in DM1000. We did a disk catalog of disk number 2, and here's the Tiger Cub Cat disk. This is actually, let me check my notes here. Number 94. I'm going to press T for type. And yeah, DM1000 T for type types it out on the screen. It doesn't print it. That's your print command. So here's the Jim Peterson public domain collection. And he talks about how this is this is from catalog number 6 of the Tiger Cub collection. And it's, you know, what's on this disc, the updates, how nuts and bolts is now in the collection. We've demonstrated nuts and bolts before. And those are extended basic commands that you can put in your program. So here's catalog 6-1. I'll press T for type. Okay, public domain catalog number 6, May of 1992. Tiger Cub software. During the past 9 years, a great many programmers had contributed a wealth of material to the public domain. And he had dedicated himself into collecting all this stuff and distributing it. And some people were unkind to him. But he said at the beginning of every program, he's edited them to say, you know, this is public domain. If you don't want your program on this list, let me know and I'll remove it. And a lot of these public domain programs also said, if you like this program, send some money to the author, and they have a phone number or a physical address. So he has over 5,000 PD programs. And he talks about how he packs the disks as full as he can. He usually went with single-sided, single density, and anything that was too big for a single-sided disk, which was the default at that time, he would put it on 2 single-sided disks, but then he had to charge you for another disk. Yeah, here it is. Some of these disks are described as DS. They require a double-sided drive, and if you didn't have a double-sided drive, you had to come up with another $1.50 for him to send out a second disk. So here's the actual start of the disks that Jim had on his Tiger Cub collection. For some reason, it starts at number 600, not 001 or 100. His discs start at 600. So the very first disc you get is the Sam Moore Jr. Music number 1. And then he has the actual programs in alphabetical order. Berceuse, Bugle Boogie, Bumble Boogie, Doggone Boogie, etc. And at the end, he credits anybody who did it, all by Sam Moore. 601, Sam Moore Jr. disc number 2. 602, 603, these are all by Sam Moore Jr. 603, you've got the theme song to MASH. 604, Bill Nett. Am I saying his name correct? Is the K silent or is the N silent? Or you pronounce them both as connect? Anyway, hymns. Pardon, Jim?
I said I don't know. Maybe not.
Excuse me if I butcher somebody's name. I'm going to pronounce it phonetically if I've never heard that person's name before. But at least you'll know who I'm talking about, even though you grit your teeth. Classic religious songs. And then we get down here in 605, Christmas music. 606, holiday music. So Jim's format, excuse me, I'll show you here. Let me minimize this. Here we go. This is another one of my 8.5 by 11 loose leaf binders, and here's his format is 3 columns, and it starts at nuts and bolts number 1, 2, and 3. Then here's 600 Sam Moore Jr. I know you're in a shadow here and you can't see it, but this is just for illustrative music. So 600 through like 700 is music. And then at 700, he goes into musical education. And though we've got musical education, you've got, then you get into history, starting with the American flag, flags of the world, the states, world geography, presidents of the U.S., MIDI master, learning the alphabet, letters, kids' numbers, preschool, etc., children's programs, colors, shapes, directions. Going through it, you've got all this education, minor math, advanced math, trig, geometry, higher math 2, typing practice, learn how to type. Here's Hal's favorite, number 815, Tiger Cub. Morse code teacher, to learn how to do Morse code. Then 820, health and the human body, health, calendars, physics, miscellaneous education. So he groups all like subjects together: astronomy, financial programs. Here's by our old friend Don Chirac, foreign language, where he has generic modern Greek, Danish, Vietnamese, Czech, German, French, Polish, Hungarian vocabulary, Japanese. This guy used logo type technology to correctly draw the Japanese characters in the correct sequence, rather than just having a predefined graphic that pops up on the screen. I guess in Japanese, the sequence that you draw the character is as important as the final character itself. Spanish, Finnish, Sweden. So yeah, a whole lot of foreign language here. Then you got electrical engineering, radio utilities, sports, multi-plan utilities, databases. So everything is by subject in here. The Tiger Cub catalog is like 800 discs. And like you said, there's quite a few subjects that he covers. So let's back out of here. Let's go down a few. Yeah, here we're in disc 705, music print. So we're still in the music subject here. Let's go down another one. Type this. Nature, weather forecasts, biological symbols, evolution, science and genetics. Yeah, this is as much fun as the Plato library we did a few years ago at the library. Information systems, simple databases. 1050, tips from the Tiger Cub. He wrote a whole bunch of little short things that would help you in programming, in basic and extended basic. And all these tips are on all these discs starting at like 1050. We'll go down another one, type it. Speech utilities. What do you do with the speech synthesizer? Well, he's got half a dozen discs that use the speech synthesizer. So this top one, 1135, has the Alphon demo, which uses the actual phonetic code that's built into the speech synthesizer. It's rather abstruse, manipulating these numbers and actually getting the sound of speech out of it. This second one down, 1136-1 speech utilities, the singing TI. I'm sure you've heard this one where the TI attempts to sing Octopus's Garden. I saw her standing there. You're so vain. The singing TI does quite a few different fun songs. 1138. Now we're into assembly programming, music, macro assembler. 1139. Yeah, music preprocessor. Somebody on one of the Facebook pages had said he's writing a program in assembly, and he was bogged down by trying to get music into his assembly language program. He said it was very cumbersome. So 1139, the music preprocessor, at least if you're in this extended basic, it shows a musical scale, and you type in the note you want, and then it creates the extended basic code that you just cut and paste and put in your program. And there are other programs like this that use a variation of SNF, the symbolic note format that Mike McSimic, Froggy, used for MIDI Master. Let's go down another one. Type this. Okay, now we're into games. Now it's 1305, two-player brain games, where I guess rather than arcade, this takes some concentration. Again, he has the name of the program, it has the size of the disk, 344 in brain games, the name of the program, concentration number 1, parenthesis, the author's name, end parenthesis, then concentration number 2 and 3, and so on. So he always credits people everywhere he can. If something's anonymous, he'll state it. Road race games, keyboard maneuvering games. Okay, some people might prefer using the keyboard to move an arcade game around rather than the joystick. He's got those too. And last but not least, the order blank, to where okay, this looks weird, but I bet if we printed it out, it would look fine. So we're going to quit Disk Manager 1000 here. Go back to the Final GROM. Select RXB, my favorite OS. B, Editor Assembler, D for Directory. Go to 3. Bear with me, I know this is cumbersome. These are the files I have on disk number 3 of my Nano PEB. We're going to select boot. And why would we select boot? Well, because it can do a catalog. And if I press V, we can view the text. Well, it's just the same as it was before. Well, we can go back, and if I press W, it puts us in 80 column mode. Now if I press 2, display a file, okay, and this is what that order blank would look like if you printed it out on your printer, because the TI is only 28 columns wide. So it's harder to read because now you've got a font that's only half as wide. But this is how it would actually look on the printer. Okay, shifting gears, let's see now. We've covered Geno Traveler, and we've covered the Tiger Cub catalog. Now we have, that's as far as I can go on this cartridge. I have many discs on compact flash cartridges. So I have to remove this compact flash cartridge and put in another one. Turn the TI on again. There we go. Load the final ROM again. Okay, and I have to load a new disk in here. So let me see. Get back into Extended Basic. Do a call unmount in disk number 1, which removes the data, the virtual disk from the virtual drive number 1. And then load in a floppy disk. So let's see now, I want 878. Go back to our editor assembler page, D for directory, 1 for 1. And we're on disk 1179. So this is hidden commands of the personal record keeping statistics cartridge. You might be going like, what's this? Well, actually, Micropendium magazine had an article saying you might think the personal record keeping is like sort of a lame cartridge and you can't really do much with it. But then somebody else found out that you can do all sorts of stuff with it as far as your oh, bear with me a minute. Boy, just trying to select one program out of the list. So we'll go back to this one, do a catalog here. Okay, so we're looking for a DV80 stuff here. So here's our personal record keeping to basic doc. Okay, there's some special commands available with personal record keeping basic that are not available in normal basic. This manual lists and describes these different commands. The name, prep, description, subprogram used to define a fixed length data area in VDP RAM. The format is call P parenthesis V end parenthesis, where V is a numeric expression with the number of bytes to reserve. If you are planning to load a PRK file from disk or cassette, the recommended variable should be 10,000 as call P 10,000. The entire sequence is new call files 1. That clears up memory because your disk drive buffer tends to take up some room. Call P 10,000 new old disk X PRK file. Another program or new command, load. Subprogram used to load a data file from an external device into the data area reserved by the prep subprogram. The format, and again, it goes into the format of how to use this. Name, save, description, subprogram used to save a data file from the data area reserved by prep to an external device. The save will create a file readable by the PRK. And he gets into all these new programs or commands, how to use them, everything else. Very worthwhile actually printing this out. So you've got a manual. A while back, I posted PRK to BXB, basic or extended basic, and basic or extended basic to PRK, which were programs designed to convert personal record keeping files to files that can be accessed by basic or extended basic. Since then, I have attempted to access these files, which I converted, bringing to my attention that in order for them to be of any use, I had to have a database sort of program to read them. Therefore, I wrote PRK Base. It is a user interactive program, and adjustments will have to be made for each file until they are actually saved by the program itself into a standard format. Here goes. The very first thing that you must do is actually convert PRK files into some reasonable form. This is done by the program PRK to B/XB, and the docs explain how to do it. I won't duplicate myself here by re-explaining everything, but I will add a few things of importance. Before converting anything, print out your file structure page with your PRK cartridge. You'll have to refer to it later. The next thing you have to do is see if you can save your PRK file to a disk. If you took it from a disk, you're okay. But if you took it from a cassette, your file may be too large to retrieve from a cassette with the memory overhead that the disk drives need. If you can put it on a disk, fine. If not, using your PRK, print out the pages in display page format that you must delete, and then delete those pages. Then save it back to cassette, power up those drives, and try to load it. If it doesn't load with the drives on, it is still too large. Yeah, this is a bugaboo everybody's had in trying to change anything from basic to extended basic, or from cassette onto disk. Delete some more. In the file I was working with, I had 103 pages of 13 items per page for a total of 108 characters per page, decimal and character combined. I had to delete it down to 90 pages. This left me with 13 pages to print out and delete. I printed them out because we will add them later. No incomplete file is worth keeping. And so he goes on about how to use the PRK to basic, extended basic, and how to later use the so you see here, I'll try going down here. Here's basic, extended basic to personal record keeping. This goes the other way, to take your basic, extended basic file and put it back into the personal record keeping format. And then you have this program, personal record keeping to basic and extended basic. We've been looking at the DV80 files, PRK to basic doc and PRK basic doc. So between these programs, he actually has a program this P $ P string elements. We can take a peek at this, and this is what the saved file would look like. And this is the elements, like a table of the elements. And this is what it would look like in the actual data file, where it's saved by personal record keeping into something that his basic, extended basic programs can manipulate. So all in all, this is a rather unsung program here. Hang on, I have a call coming in. She's not here. She left her phone at home. She's at Costco. That sounds fine. Okay. All right, I gotta go now. I'm in the middle of a meeting. I love you too. Bye. Oh, my daughter calling up. Actually wanted to talk to my wife, but she was not home right now and left her phone here. I don't know how that happened.
You weren't telling the telemarketer that you love them too?
Yeah, we love you too. So I'm going to take this disc out of drive number 1 and put in the next disc. Okay, doing directory on this. This is Tiger Cub disc number 635, which is Chuck Berry tunes. And you might wonder what this has to do with our Christmas edition, but this is a carryover from Halloween. Is Madhouse. So this is a graphics and music. And that was that. I have discovered that the computer I'm using for this has a USB 3 port. So I plugged in the VGA gadget into that port, and we're having much fewer digital artifacts. And it can show just about every sprite in full motion with not much delay or latency. So we're going to go to our, that was on Tiger Cub disc number 635. The Chuck Berry tunes are pretty good also. But now we're going to get into our Christmas theme here. Bear with me here. There we go. And so this is Tiger Cub disc number 605. And it starts out with the 12 days of Christmas, Way in a Manger, Christmas, First Noel, God Rest, Hark, Heard the Bells, Holy Holy, Jingle, and Load. So we'll just quit, select Extended Basic, and disc number 1 load, and let the automatic load program run. Now this menu is typical of the menus that Jim Peterson would put on his combination collections of fareware. And so I could start with 12 Days of Christmas, but we all know how that one goes. It gets a little repetitious. I'll go with number 2, the Christmas card. The drive light's blinking, it's loading. Yeah, when the TI came out, having music and graphics, a lot of people went nuts. They went like, oh, I can do Christmas music, I can do graphics, I can make a Christmas card. Still waiting for this to initialize here. There we go. The message. 21 characters. Hal, James, what would you like this card to say? Well, the message is from
Krampus?
Krampus? Okay. There you go. So, Merry Christmas. I'm sure it does more than that. But I hate to quit the program just to, oh, there we go. There you go. So there's a nice Christmas card with the red-nosed reindeer. Some of these programs loop, where you could put this on your CRT monitor and have it in your storefront window or the front window of your house or something like that, and just display Christmas greetings forever. Okay, so this plays a medley of Christmas songs. Hey, Thanksgiving's over. We can do this now.
Yeah, Thanksgiving is over. Advent has started.
Mm-hmm. We'll load the load program again. And if you stop these programs and list them, you'll see everybody has a different idea of how to program graphics, how to program music to play a song. Just studying these is a good programming lesson. We're going to go with number 3 here. Yes, it is doing something. Boy, I sort of wish I could put a spinning wheel on my TI console here to know that it hasn't locked up. Okay, so this is graphics with the words. So you can sing along to this. And the poor shepherds. Okay, I'll break it there. Like I said, one of these discs actually has where it automatically links almost instantly from one running program to another with the assembly language program saver, program loader. We can list it, and no credits, nothing else as far as the author's name on this. What disc did I say we were running on? Disc number 534, which is Tiger Cub 605. We can look in our book here, find Tiger Cub 605. First Noel, Hark the, what is it? God Rest You Merry Gentlemen. No credits on that. An anonymous program. Oh, everybody's favorite. Hark the Herald Angels Sing.
You were making your list and checking it twice.
Yes. Oh. Actually, for most of my life, that's how I hear. And it's here we go. Line 100, Rem, The Herald Angels Sing by Wesley and Mendelsohn. 110, graphics by Pam Taylor, programmed by John Taylor, completed 11 of 1986. So, yeah, here they define the notes. They commented this. Number 1, octave. Number 2, the exclamation point is a REM statement. For those that might not be familiar, rather than typing in the word REM in Extended Basic, you just type in an exclamation point as the first character of a line, and the computer interprets that as a REM. So we have number 2 octave, number 3 octave. Here we go, line 220, set up the screen and play the music. So this is very rare, documented Extended Basic program. Very good form. So here's all the lyrics. Okay. Load our next one in. Okay, number 6. I Heard the Bells on Christmas Day, art direction by Kay Weber. And oh, I'm gonna cut that off. You know, some of these I might be cutting off too soon. They might actually change the graphics at the end of the song or have something, happen. But we're just trying to run through them here to show you all the different types of images and music they play. Okay, I don't know if you noticed it there, but did you hear the tremolo? That is the warbling of that one voice. Let's list this one. These graphics, yeah, that's probably the title screen. Okay. line number 21, exclamation point at symbol P minus. James? I think that turns off the pre-scan, where if you've already declared all the commands you use in your program, then the TI doesn't have to do what's called a pre-scan, which means it looks through every line of the program and sees what commands you're using. You've already declared them on these first 20 lines. And I don't think we're going to find a clue as to how he gets that real nice warble in that one musical note. Everything looks pretty consistent here. A lot of go subs. Silver bells. Well, no credits internally in the program, but he puts his name up on the title on the splash screen. I don't know why this one's so big that it's in two parts. Okay. Let's look at the credits here. Silent Night and two-part program by John Taylor, graphics by Pam Taylor. Okay, the Taylors did a few of these. Release in public domain. Okay, so they actually have a release here. 12/24 of 84. We hope you enjoy it. Okay. Select number 10. Okay, 100 Rim, What Child Is This? Christmas Song by Bill Neck. TI Basic, except returning to Index XP. A Christmas Collection, number 11. Okay, what this is doing, there's an error on this disk. It's calling a program that will run all these programs in sequence that's not on this disk. So if we go to look at line 10,000, it says run disk one load Xmas. And if we do a directory, there is no load Xmas on this disk, so it's calling something that doesn't exist. Most of these collections have been around the block a couple times, so they're not perfect. That's why I keep sharing everything, because hopefully I got something on one of my collections that somebody else doesn't have. Let's try the Jingle Bells. A lot of times I don't know if I'm supposed to press the key to start it. Okay, I'll put the programmers' names right at the on the menu screen, so there's nothing in the program itself. I'm crediting them. Yeah, big variety on the graphics, from stuff that's elaborate to stuff that's simple. And this one's all business. Starts out at line 1, playing the music, and then displaying the lyrics. And I think this will be the last one on this disc. Oh, Tannenbaum. Nice tremolo effect on that one, too. Let's take a peek at the program. Tannenbaum. Wolf Howe, O Tannenbaum, A Christmas Card with Chimes, an early programming effort. Yeah, he's got his chimes down pretty good. It's got that nice tremolo or echo effect on the notes. A lot of Go subs there. Yeah, why write a line of programming twice? Really, it's the machine's job. You only have to do it once. Okay, let's load in another disk. See, I had to write a cross-reference here on these. You just saw me type in disk 535 there because it's the, this is, as you can see at the top of the screen, this is Tiger Cub disk number 606. However, it's in location volume number 535 on my compact flash card. So I've had to actually write a cross-reference on like 1 to 1,000 compact flash volumes and what the actual disk is on there. So we have Three Kings, All Lang Syne, Away in a Manger, Christmas, Deck the Halls, Let It Snow. Oh yeah, they do have a load program here. So we can load this a different way. Just go to load and press the space bar to load the extended basic program. And again, here's your typical Jim Peterson menu of what he's got. What caught my eye was number 14, Snoopy's Christmas. As you may or may not know, last week was Charles Schulz, the 100th anniversary of his birth. He's passed away, but everybody made a big deal online. Every cartoon artist did a tribute to Peanuts, the comic strip that Schulz created. And I think it was 98 different newspaper comic strips. Everybody had a tribute to Schulz in their own manner, their own style. Well, we can say hello to our old friend Snoopy again as he's decorating the Christmas tree. Yeah, there's another, I think there's a Woodstock Christmas that has that little bird takes off from Snoopy's doghouse and flies to a tree. Okay, I see this has been edited. I'll get to this in a minute. Line 100 by Bill Christensen in Moraga, California. Doesn't say what year it was done. But look at that line there, number 1, call BXB. Basic only programs can use character sets 15 and 16 in programming. Extended Basic doesn't have a character set 15 and 16 available. That's where they put the sprite table for those 32 sprites that are available in Extended Basic. What Jim Peterson did was he wrote a minor subprogram called BXB that reloads unloads the sprite tables and makes them character tables again. And you can't run characters and sprites at the same time, but who's going to? This is specifically for this kind of basic only program, so you can run it in Extended Basic without having to crash. So starting off at the top, there might be some repetition in this. I don't know if we've seen this particular We Three Kings before. Ah, there it is. Oh, that worked out nice. No credits or anything in here. Seems to be straightforward programming. Oh. Boo-boo. All right, we'll do everything in sequence here, but this next program, number 2, Auld Lang Syne, 1984, this is an extended basic. If you've got the time and you want to do it, this is on Tiger Cub disc number 606. You could edit this program and make it spell out 2022 or any date you want. But let's look and see how they celebrated New Year's in 1984. With the fireworks. Oh, it's by Regina, which was a stage name that Cheryl Whitelaw used programming. This is from Compute magazine, December of 1983. She also did programming guides in 99, her home computer magazine. And I think on our ChicagoTIUG Group website, or Facebook page at least, we had some links to her tutorial lectures that she gave. Okay, there is some duplication. On these discs. Number 4, A Christmas Scene with Music. Oh, clock just struck midnight. I think that probably just loops forever. Oh, okay. This is from the Channel 99 Hamilton Users Group. Part of the package number 2, music package number 2. Christmasing with Jingle Bells music by Elwood Bickerman III. Deck the halls. Well, that was short and sweet. Just concentrated 100%. Unknown author, 100% on the music, using independent call sound statements. You're pretty elaborate on the music there, running multiple voices. I don't know if this is the same one as the one we've heard before. If it is, I'll quit it early. Oh. Music with lyrics, but no graphics. Well, credits. Brian Gitbehead from Rome, New York. Jingle bells, number 8. All right, now see how this guy does it. It's all data statements rather than individual call sound lines, like that one program we looked at. Gee, 8 statements. The data statements and the call sound statements and doing a for next. Pretty compact code. Here's the joy of man's desire. Yeah, big variety in programming techniques. Elaborate graphics, simple graphics, lyrics, no lyrics. And cross stitch. Joy of Man's Desire by Johann Sebastian Bach from Cantata number 147. Oh, here's the Taylors again. Programmed by John E. Taylor and graphics by Pam N. Taylor. Boy, they really got their Baroque down in that one. Load up the menu screen again. See these programs, these discs, they're just words on paper, you know, and you don't know what you're going to find until you actually load them. All right, double-sized sprites. We're cheating here. This computer's got an F18, so you're not going to get that disappearing sprite artifact of more than five or more sprites on the same line. So your mileage, as they say, may vary.
More snowflakes at no extra cost.
Yes, yes. That was an option on the F18 of a simple jumper if you want the original. Yeah, the F18 came with the jumper if you want the original no 5 sprites on one line artifact, or if you wanted to display them all. And I had selected for display them all, and I was sorely tempted to put in a switch to let me switch. I'll keep
Yeah, I
going.
can imagine that you might want to do that for like accuracy for graphics demo.
Yeah, yeah. This is what you would usually see.
You know what might be fun is if when we were doing these things, and there's a name on a program and an address, if we knew in advance what programs we were going to demo, to write to the people,
Mhm.
even though it's 40 years out of date,
Mm-hmm.
send them a postcard and say, on such and such a date, we will be demonstrating such and such a program on such and such a site. And if you're interested at all to see what work you did 40 years ago, tune in and see how many people might actually tune in and say, yeah, I remember that. And I haven't touched my computer in 40 years, but maybe I remember how to do a program or something. Maybe get some interest from people. Maybe even get some old programmers to show up at the fair sometime.
Yeah, the best we can do now is say, well, on the YouTube, we demonstrated your program.
Yeah.
And that's why I'm breaking most of these programs and listing them to see if we can find these people's names or what part of the country they're in or something like that. Yeah, that was Let It Snow. We'll keep warm by the fire as we burn another tire. Here's an Old Lang Syne. Let's list this. Just says it's Old Lang Syne. Yeah, with no graphics. I was wondering if this is one Regina did. Yeah, see this one, line 240, run disc 1, M Music. So this was pulled off another disc and put on here. Because I don't think we have a M/music program on this one. Which might have been a index. No, they got M assembly language, but not a Oh, 12, the Christmas song medley. That probably plays every one of these in sequence. Or it might be just a standalone program that has a variety. Well, the snow's accumulating. Somebody made a snowman. I'm going to let this one run because they got different things happen. Oh, okay, let's see what's in line 2400. Yeah, see, it's trying to run this disk M Music program that's not on this disk. It's listed, well, REM statement and the word Merry Christmas. Ugh. Butterfingers. I think we know how this one goes. Yeah, sometimes it takes these programs a few moments to get initialized. Oh. Well, it gave their credits right there on the title screen. Straightforward programming. Yeah, it'll be wonderful if we ever heard from some of these people. Like, oh yeah, I heard from a friend that we did Snoopy's Christmas already, didn't we? Did we start with that on this one or not?
We did one version of it, I believe, right?
Oh, it must have been on that other disc.
Yeah. I think we had talked about Woodstock's Christmas. I think Arcade Shopper had mentioned that was
What?
Purple Ray Katzmer or something like that.
Mm-hmm. So we've done Snoopy Christmas already. Ah, excuse me. Okay, Silent Night by Curtis and Cheryl Borders. Hell, I think the best I could do is going through this recording on the YouTube and then having in the actual people comment or something on it, or actually in the description, have a list of these programs and the programmers' names. It'd be quite a long column at this point, but yeah, we could do that. And then if somebody ever does an internet search for their name, they would find it. Or maybe a friend would notice it. Say, hey, I was on the YouTube and I saw your name. Okay, so that was it on this disc. So here's a Christmas greeting from Genial Barry Traver, who we just featured earlier in this program. And thanks to Carl Ronstadt. Oh my gosh. I hope this only goes to the 4 days of Christmas. This one's nice because it goes through all the different screens. As I mentioned, we're going to play some medley and then flips through the different images. Okay, I'm going to stop this one here. Okay, line 0. Have you ever tried to type in line 0 on a basic or extended basic program? You can't.
Not not on a TI. I've done it on other platforms, and
Well,
some of that is valid.
yeah, there is a way to do it, but it's a minor hoop you have to jump through. But it keeps people from fooling around by deleting your credits. This program is modified by Barry Traver. It gives his address in Philadelphia, his phone number, and yeah, contact him for the current Genial Traveler and Genie subscribers. So You can see there at the bottom of line 10. Call init, call load, call link, bat. So it must be a batch file, perhaps. Let's try listing it again, see what other goodies we can find. Rem, credits to Carl Romstedt. 500 exclamation point, but no nothing after that. Oh, 110 at the top. Call link VDP.
Yeah, Richard Gilbertson had mentioned in chat that sometimes the exclamation point is a tokenized reference to a RAM statement.
Yeah. Instead of typing in rem, you just use the exclamation point. But here's the programs on here. Deck the Halls, Hallelujah, Jingle Bells, Midnight, Santa Claus, Silent Night, Snoopy, Xmas. There's a Snoopy Xmas on this. 12 Days of Christmas, We Wish You. Yeah. So it probably went through everything in alphabetical order. Let's cheat and skip past 12 days and go to Snoopy Xmas and see what that is. If that's the same as we have seen. Yeah.
Yeah, this Richard Gilbertson says, yes, many tokens actually. Yeah, many keywords can be represented by the tokenized symbol, I assume.
Uh-huh. Let's see. We skipped over 12 days. We were at Xmas medley, weren't we?
Is your show still on?
Uh-huh.
I have a lot of heavy groceries.
Give me a minute here. I'll start this up.
So we're going to have a musical and graphical interlude while you
Yes.
assist your entry.
So here's a sing-along. So everybody can sing along with this. I have a minor shorter perform.
Have fun. I guess Nick was not kidding that it is a long program. Spare the listening audience.
Okay, well, stopping this program and listing it. See at line 10. Boy, it looks weird. But had to take care of first world problems here. Okay, this one is by Gary Myers and Regina. Just load the load program and see if we get a menu or if we get, oh yeah, okay. We got Regina's Christmas card. We got a generic Christmas card, Frosty Snowman, Jolly Old St. Nicholas, a Merry Christmas medley. Well, it has loaded a program. I guess we can guess what magazine Regina wrote this program for. Nice shimmering effect. Okay, again, 0. Call BXB. Because this was originally one of Regina's famous basic only programs that was huge and filled up the whole console memory. And when you go to run it in extended basic, you can't. So you got to convert it. I'm going to go out of sequence here. I'm going to go to Ziggy's Christmas. I don't know if any of you remember the cartoon character Ziggy, who appeared for a long time in many newspapers. There's Ziggy. No credits as to who did that. Huh. And it loops. Donated to the county library by Paul E. Powers. Basic only. And you see there 0 called BXB, so they straightened it out. Because it's using character sets 15 and 16 or whatever. Author Kevin Wakefield. Well, you know, we could try calling that phone number, Hal, and see who answers.
Yeah, that might work. I'm back again. My hotspot apparently overheated or something.
Oh,
I lost about 10 minutes there, and it wasn't working for any of the devices. It wasn't working for the iPad or the PC. Now it's working.
good.
I guess that was it.
Okay, it looks like it loops over. Okay, this is by Regina in Jolly Old St. Nick on Compute Magazine, January of 1985. Yeah, so this is just a few of the Christmas-oriented discs on the Tiger Cub library, and I recommend everybody who's gotten either the CD or the DVDs or the thumb drives I've given away at the past Chicago User Group International Fairs to explore those libraries. And there's a bunch of stuff on it. Okay, I think we ran this one already, didn't we? Oh yeah, the Christmas medley.
Or at least something similar. I don't remember the Santa Claus figure, but I remember another similar.
Well, there's what is the Jolly Old St. Nicholas, the number 5 Merry Christmas medley, 6 Merry Christmas, 7 Santa Claus. I do run through these discs before and I write down my notes on what I plan on doing and what sequence it is, where these discs are located, what the original Tiger Cub number was, so I can be halfway coherent. That's a scary looking Santa there. It's a nice touch how he waved. Oh, another one from the 12 Oaks Mall. And it loops. Yeah, another 0 called BXB. Santa Claus donated to the county library by Paul E. Powers, basic only, author Kevin Wakefield, Milford, Michigan. And here's a Christmas card you can personalize. And I see the kids still believe in Santa. There's a fire in the fireplace.
With an actual fire in my fireplace, there is a definite problem.
See, they changed it. They put a wreath up in addition to the at the end of that last song. Now, what's with your fireplace? Is it sealed off or?
Oh, it's a fake one. It's not on a gas line. It was originally intended to run a gas heater from within it, but it's been capped off.
Yeah, we have electric radiant heater. We call our fireplace.
But yeah, I guess when the building was built, that was in fashion. These faux fireplaces with the space heater in it, gas-fired space heater.
Also, the heat used to go right up the chimney and was lost to the rest of the house.
Yeah. And all that air moved, so it sucked cold air through every window, door frame, and keyhole.
Yeah, they used to have a special device that would let cold air in, and from into the chimney, the base of the chimney, so sucking it out of your house, and then they closed the doors, the glass doors, and would radiate the heat in the room. We never had anything like that, so that seemed like it always just sent all the heat right up the chimney.
Yeah.
We haven't had fire in the chimney in, God, a million years.
Yeah. My dad had a fireplace in his old house, and he never wanted to run very much of a fire because he was worried about a chimney fire.
Yeah, they also ran electric to our fake fireplace as well, so we could run an electric space heater in it. The second floor apartment still has the original electric space heater that was supposed to be the fake.
Well, that's it for me this month and this year. So we'll sign off.
Well, before we do, perhaps I can take just a moment for a plug for the fair. And on the last show, I think we identified the date as the 21st of October. However, after I had said that at the fair, when I went to get the date at the library, discovered that somebody from the library had already reserved a portion of that date. And as a result, we had to move the fair from the 21st to the 14th of October. So that will be the new date, and I have a reservation for that date. So we are definitely going to have it on the 14th of October.
In 2023, right?
Yeah, in 2023. And so it will be a little bit earlier than usual. We've had them about that time in October before. It'll be away from Halloween. It'll be so that anybody who is afraid to travel during that weekend will be able to come and not have to worry about having their house burned down when they get back. And if you're from Detroit, you know exactly what I'm talking about. Witches' Night in Detroit. The tradition is to burn houses down. And one last word. I want to do a shout out to my son John. It's his birthday today, and that's why he couldn't be with us. And that's about it for me. I think we've had a very good show. I wish I could have participated a little bit more in it, but my hotspot, this doggone hotspot, kind of crapped out. I guess it overheated or something. It's cooler now, but it was red hot there for a little while, and just it took out the TV and the iPad that I'm transmitting.
I don't know why it got so hot.
Well, it was sitting above the dishwasher, and the dishwasher was pretty hot.
Oh,
I think that may have
Heat.
something to do with
you
it.
should put it in the freezer of your refrigerator.
Yeah, it was also sitting in the sun, and I was in the sun quite a bit of the day. I had to keep holding my hand like this across my eyes to be able to see the screen. I like sunlight anyway. It's especially in December. It's a good thing to have. It was quite a good show. Quite a few interesting programs, and
Yeah, we've never done a Christmas music and graphics oriented show in December before.
yeah, it's good to have something timely like that. I've been able to watch it on this great big 55-inch TV of mine. Read the code. When I looked at it on the small computer screen or on the iPad screen, it's kind of all Greek. And this way, if I watch it on the big TV and listen to it on the iPad, it is much easier to read and to actually see what the coding is.
Yeah, I tried to be better this time around on citing sources, like what the name of this program is, which disc it's on, where to find this disc, things like that.
Yeah, I think
It's all right.
And I think that if anybody is interested in getting any of those programs, I believe you have a special deal, a special sale going on a kind of a 24-hour day basis. Why don't you tell us about that?
The $1 million deal.
Yes. Anybody wants any of these programs that you've seen, I will personally hand deliver a 5 1/4 inch double-sided floppy disk with all of them on it anywhere in the world for $1 million. And special deal, buy one, get the next one for half price.
Just 1 penny.
Yeah, that's a great deal, and I think that there are probably some people in the world watching the show that would like to take advantage of that. And of course, $1 million isn't what it used to be. What with inflation, et cetera, I think that probably you're giving people a better deal than they even recognize. Yep.
Well, you consider the time and effort of
Absolutely.
getting a hold of these programs and these
Absolutely.
getting a hold of a 5 1/4 inch floppy disk even.
Even that,
and
all the research and development that goes into it, people don't understand that
yeah,
it isn't just the disc, it's the research, development,
Mhm.
copyright, infringement, et cetera, et cetera.
and then if
You
they
have
want a
to-
TI to run it on, or a
Yep.
P box in addition to run that to use that
That's right.
floppy disk.
Right.
Unfortunately, that'd be more. I'd have to charge another $1 million for that.
Yeah, well, that's only fair. You, you can't expect to give this away. I mean, this is too valuable property to just be casting it out into the wind there. So, yeah.
Well, that's all I've got for this month. I hope everybody had a good time and seen a variety of different programs, different graphics, programming techniques. Like I said, everybody's got their own idea on
Yeah.
how to set up graphics and how to play music. And there were some interesting effects there on the music, not just beeping and booping like a video game. Some people really put the TI through its paces.
Yeah.
So,
Okay, guys, I'm gonna end the stream now.
okay.
Okay. Bye, bye, everybody.
Oh, when's our next?